Coming at you live from my home studios. I don't even have a microphone. Coming at you live from my home studio in Los Angeles adjacent. This is the All Dodgers podcast. All right, I promise if you waited around for a while, I'm hoping to make it worth it. We got a new computer. I got things hopefully looking a little bit better. I've been working my tail off to bring you guys some fire here just before we end the year. On today's show, the Dodgers are done for 2023. So what's coming before the 2024 spring training season gets here? We're going to dive into that a little bit. For the first time in a long time, it feels like the Dodgers have a bona fide, certified ace at the top of the rotation. That's fun. That's exciting. It might be loud. We'll keep adjusting. We'll keep dialing this in as we get things locked in for justice. Odds and ends, the Walker Buehler update, all that kind of stuff, yada, yada. I'm Clint Pasillas. I'm not going to say all the other things. Just find me as Real FRG on social medias. I already made you guys wait long enough. Let's get into this. I want to get some comments, but consider giving this a thumbs up for waiting around as long as you guys have. I guess we'll go ahead and say. But Osterberg, Mr. Craig Osterberg is in the chat. Somebody said, check my internet. You guys let me know, please, if you see something wrong with the internet. There are a lot of different settings I'm working with right now. Slight bit of housekeeping. I did promise a big guest for today. There was an issue, rescheduled for tomorrow. So hopefully a fun, exciting bonus Friday stream, the final stream of the 2023 year, and hopefully it'll be really worth the wait for you guys. I think you guys are going to be happy. I think you guys are going to be excited. Hopefully some people kind of already figured out who it may be. 275 Vet is in the stream saying, here we go. Luis Mesta says, let's go. And also said, check my internet. So again, please let me know if you see anything wrong. Everything's a little bit different. Dan Smith said, heard talk about a 6-man rotation for the Dodgers this year. Thoughts? I've brought that up a few times already on these streams. I think that's the way they end up going. Although, did a little bit of research today for the first time in a while, it feels like. I think there's something that's really going to benefit this team schedule-wise. We'll dive into it a little bit, but I think the schedule is going to help this team a lot when it comes to not really needing to lean on a 6-man and potentially not really needing to go any deeper into signing dudes in free agency. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Craig Osterberg asks, need an outfielder for left field? I would like an outfielder. Mentioned it a few times. I think we all really, really would love to see Randy Arozarena come to LA. Nothing's going to happen now. It's the end of the year. Andrew Friedman wasn't even at Yamamoto's press conference yesterday, so there were some issues. But let's see. You guys let me know. Are we having... Somebody mentioned the stream issues? I don't know. Okay. 275 Vet says it sounds fine to me. Richard Reuter, I'm saying it wrong, nailed it. Says, hey, Clint, what's going on? Richard, Nando 390 saying Burns, Adames, and eat Yelich's contracts, and that solves a lot of stuff. That is a massive blockbuster. We haven't seen that kind of deal since. I mean, that a deal like that really feels like a Andrew or a 2018, 2019 offseason deal with the Braves, where they brought. No, it was before. They sent away Adrian Gonzalez, brought Matt Kemp. There was a lot of moving pieces to, make the thing do the thing. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by some of the comments here. If this isn't a good one, give it a thumbs up either way. We're going to have fun as we get some things squared away. But that is a massive blockbuster. That would be a huge trade. And, how big of a deal backwards would you need to give? How much prospect depth would they need to give, would the Dodgers need to give to Milwaukee to make a deal like that happen? I fully agree, and I fully believe that the Brewers need to trade somebody like Burns this offseason. Now is the time. They'll be able to get a good haul with him at the trade deadline, but the more time a team has a player, I think it just bodes well for both sides. Roy Estrada says, appreciate you in the stream, saying, we have a second wave of young arms ready to contribute like Knack. There's Knack. There's Frasso. We saw Gavin Stone. We didn't see the best of Gavin Stone, but there is a Gavin Stone somewhere lurking. He's ready. He's pining for that second chance. So Noah Ortega says, thank you. Says, hi, Clint. Happy Thursday night. Your audio and internet sound great. Thank you, Noah. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Val's in the stream saying, how's it going, Clint? How is it going, Val? Samuel Kim Bieber trade? I don't put much value or much weight into that Bieber trade, but I also didn't anticipate this team going out and signing as many dudes as they did. I didn't expect them to get both Ohtani and I got to lower some things. There's one part apparently about the internet that's mad at me, so I'm fixing that. You didn't expect them to get Yamamoto and Ohtani. That is a dumb amount of money. They spent $1 billion on two people. That is pure insanity. Anthony asked, when is Yamamoto's jersey going to be available for purchase? They had Shohei's ready, and they had everybody there at work ready to go. I think the holidays really, I don't know if it threw things off, but that was noises. It changed a number of things for the team, undoubtedly. I also look super blown out, so that's good. Let's adjust things a little bit. Dialing it in. I'm blinding myself here, but let's get into the actual. Oh, I just saw producer Mrs. FRG said you're good, and I just barely saw the text in our little chat, so she doesn't have to come in here and yell at me about things. But we're doing this right, guys. Happy Thirsty Thursday. We're going old school. It is. Oh wait, I can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to open that on screen. YouTube is weird. Trying not to make a thing. Not trying to make a lot of noise. Trying not to make. I probably shouldn't open it over like computer important, expensive parts. So, cheers, guys. Happy Thursday. We said it on Tuesday stream. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. Hope everybody's having a great almost New Year's time of their life. And let's dive into the shows that the things that I wanted to talk about, because I did the thing with the brain and the pitching. Everything's been about pitching this offseason, so let's talk about it. Yes, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is officially a Dodger. I've said that 1,000 times already this offseason. It feels like since we've come back from the grave. The Dodgers land the top two prizes of the offseason with Yoshi-san, with Shohei Ohtani. They also pulled off a blockbuster, a key trade to go out and acquire Tyler Glasnow, and they completely revamped the starting rotation, something they set out to do this offseason. It should be the envy of the league. Dave Roberts was asked yesterday by a reporter, do you believe your team is now the envy of the league? On paper, anytime you have two dudes worth $1 billion, you would assume it's the envy of the league. But is it a perfect team? TBD. It's really effing good, But last year's team also had the pitching it had and won only won 100 games, but then no games in the postseason. Shohei Ohtani signed him, not pitching in 2024. Walker Buehler is returning, but now it's sounding like he's not going to be available for opening day, maybe even opening month. We'll talk more about this a little bit later. We know Clayton Kershaw is a free agent, and he's not even going to be available to pitch until like mid-season next year at best. But you do have to wonder for Clayton, and I want to do an entire kind of more of an entire video, or at least I want to have somebody to talk to this about on the show. So maybe that'll be tomorrow. You have to wonder if this giant move, this giant offseason kind of affects Clayton's thinking. He's always been the number one guy here. If he resigns, he's the number 5 guy. How do you feel about that as Clayton Edward Kershaw? Are you okay coming back to the place that you built and not? They're relying on him, but you're not the most important. You're not the dude anymore. So again, we'll talk more about that on a different show. Bobby Miller is entering his second season. You do have to worry about this. Is me being worried again. This is me trying to. Yeah, Dodgers have done great this offseason. They have done phenomenal this offseason, but it's only fun if we nitpick and find the things that are wrong, because Why not? We talk about left field. We talk about shortstop. We can talk about that number 5 starter, which is Emmett Sheehan right now. Is that really great? But yeah, he's solid. Or it's Ryan Yarbrough. Is the rotation too right-handed? That all that kind of stuff. You have to worry about the sophomore slump, a potential sophomore slump for somebody like Bobby Miller. So beyond these guys, there are definitely some question marks on the depth chart, but the team seems to be really all gung ho about what they already have in place. So let's get a few comments, and then let's dive into to more of what Andrew Freeman, Stan Kasten, Dave Roberts spoke about yesterday at after Yoshinobu Yamamoto's press conference. But I do believe I did see one of the most exciting moments in all of the streams. That's a super chat. Matt De La Rosa, longtime friend of the show, 1999 super chat. Appreciate $20 super chat from you, Matt. Very much appreciate it. Says happy holidays, Clint. So happy to have you back on YouTube. I thank you, Matt. We out here. We gonna be here. We passed 3,000 subscribers this week after the last stream. So also I appreciate you guys for that. If you guys are watching this, mash that thumbs up button. Drop your comments in the chat. I want to hear from you. I want to try to get to as many people as we possibly can. I'm working with 2 remotes, so it's a little difficult also to kind of get myself in the zone here. But we're figuring it out. We're doing good. But appreciate you, Matt. Roy Estrada says, Dodger fam, this feels like Kobe buying Vanessa a $10 million ring to make up. The Dodger front office making up for the last 2 years. Let's go. I said something, not similar. I said something in the same kind of wavelength or thought process of this team owed it to Dodger fans, even though Dodger fans are already so overly entitled, most likely, or at least most fan bases will say. They felt they owed it to the fan base. They also felt like they owed it to themselves to not have to answer the same stupid questions again and again and again about this team and about losing to the Padres and about losing to getting swept by the Diamondbacks. They did not want to answer those questions. They did not want those to take up the entirety of their media availability during FanFest. So kudos to this front office. I think my first stream back, I gave a big shout out to Andrew Friedman and the front office for getting Shohei, because that right there immediately told your fan base, we mean business, bruv. And you can quote him on that one. So love the comment. Didn't bring in the diamond ring. I like the diamond ring. I must leave that out there. Nando390 says true spacebound. Once they put Manny Ramirez in left, could JD Martinez be any worse? Probably, but also probably not, but probably. He also didn't play all that much. I mean, he wants the bag. I think JD wants one last big bag. And hey, we saw, I didn't talk about it here yet on the channel, but we saw at some point down the road, way down the road, they're saying into September, maybe, just maybe, he's healthy and he's throwing right and the doctor's okay it. Shohei could play in the outfield. Why you would want to remove him from your DH role in the postseason? Probably not, but still. That was interesting. As much as we want Randy, they might not really need a left fielder. But a couple more comments, and we'll get into the next part of the show. Matthew Matiyang. Matthew. Let's go. Matthew's in the chat. Says, what up, Clinton Dodger family? What's going on, Matthew? Appreciate you. Samuel Kim says, I feel like Kershaw will be back. His kids go to school in LA. Actually, they go to school mostly in Texas, and that's been one of the biggest problems for them. They've had to pull as the kids get older, as Charlie and Callie get older, they have to pull them out of school quite often. So I don't think Ellen wants to keep doing that as much. But as a father, he says, to continue, Samuel Kim, as a father, it's hard pulling your kids out of school to live in a new city and for them to lose their friends. So, with Kershaw, again, I want to really expand on the Kershaw situation, but I do wonder if he wants to go somewhere where he's going to feel the most not even valued or needed, maybe needed, where a team really truly does need him. And at this point, outside of the legacy and the lineage, do the Dodgers does this 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers team really need Clayton Kershaw? That's TBD. I think we always want Clayton Kershaw. I saw a tweet. I think my buddy Casey Porter tweeted about something about that as he was hyping up his show tonight. And I think Casey either just ended his stream, Dodgers Daily, or is about to go live after me. 100%, not 100% sure, but he said for the Dodgers now, it's more about wants than needs, and that's a really good spot to be in as the calendar hasn't even turned over to 2024. IB Stroking is in the chat. What's going on? IB Stroking, what up, Clint? What up, Dodgers family? Appreciate you checking out here. I don't know that one. Let's see. It says Clint is live. Let's go. The Dodgers should make another move again. I'm down for that one. That one's fun. Let's see. Lewis is asking about something Doug had said about Kershaw going to the Rangers possibly. Or is it just more clickbait? No, it's a reality that Kershaw could go to the Rangers. The last few off seasons, it's been Clayton is either going to go to the Rangers, stay with the Dodgers, or retire. I think this off season, or really this next 6 months, because if he does sign, it might not happen until teams can open a 60-man roster spot. It might not even happen until middle of the season, or it could happen tomorrow. You never know with Clayton, but it doesn't feel like retirement is on the table unless he goes through his rehab and it feels like he can't throw. Retirement's not on the table. He's going to the Rangers, or he's going to the Dodgers, and that's the way it's got to be. And if he wants to win a World Series, he should come to LA. Yeah, the Rangers just won a World Series, but they lost all of their starting pitching. Just about. They have a very old rotation. You don't want to really get older. And they need some bullpen help. The Dodgers are primed. To win a World Series in 2025. Or sorry, 2025, but 2024. Mr. Seabad says, Clinton, you should be wearing sunglasses. Very bright screen face. Yeah, I need to adjust it. My bad. I'm just going to kind of like crank it down a little bit. Is that better? Is that worse? I feel like that's worse, but we're going to stick it. I'm less blind now. We're sticking with it. And then I will fix the lighting situation. But appreciate the input here. Again, there's a lot of moving pieces going on in the studio here. All right, let's move on. Next part of the topic, or of kind of digesting what the front office said after Yamamoto's press conference. So you do wonder, after you sign Yamamoto, you get Glasnow, you still have Bobby Miller. You wonder if there is more help, whether or not there's more help on the way. Again, you take a look, you take that step back, you look at that starting rotation they have right now. The only opening day locks: Yamamoto, Glasnow, Bobby Miller. Even you can't even say that Walker Buehler is a lock in the rotation right now. Dave Roberts said it on Wednesday. The plan now might be to hold Walker back to open the season. Here's an excerpt from a DodgerBlue.com article. We'll throw it on there. But Dave was asked about the possibility of holding him back to open the season just for the potential of. Oh, hi, I'm right here, by the way, guys. But just for the potential of having him available in October. So, quote, it's what's best for having him be able to finish the season with bullets left in the tank. Obviously, coming off of Tommy John surgery, they're not going to let him go all the way. They're not going to let him throw 200 innings. They're not even going to probably let him throw 180 innings. I've said that the last couple of weeks, but throw the quote back on there. So right now, there's no right answer. Of course, they need to talk to Walker about what he wants to do. They tried it with Clayton Kershaw last year, the whole idea of starting the season and taking a little bit of break. The little bit of a break turned out to be a significant shoulder injury, but there was started out as a semi, baked in, couple of weeks off. So again, what Dave said, you have to argue start and have him stop with the abbreviated season, or just start a little bit later and there's no pause. So on that one, I kind of as much as I hate it, I also like the start the season a little bit later. Let's say Walker misses the first 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, maybe the first month of the season. Um, really, how bad would that be in the grand scheme of things? It's to make it a little bit better. There are a couple of things working in this team's favor when it comes to the roster. When it comes to the rotation and the schedule, and really the first few months of the season. First, let's look at what we have for sure. Yoshinobu Yamamoto just got paid $325 million. He's your game one starter. He is starting your first game in Korea against the Padres on what is that, March 20 or March 22nd or whatever it is, March 20th I think it is, or 19th, the Wednesday. Bobby Miller or Tyler Glasnow start game 2 in Korea on the Thursday, and then they're off for an entire week, 7 days, no game. They don't play a meaningful game for that long. So you're able to get a couple of starts in there and reset your rotation immediately there. So you don't necessarily need a number 3 starter. You don't need to have Walker for the first chunk of the season to at the end of May. You're kind of good, or sorry, the end of March. You're good there. Next, they don't play, or I should say, they have Thursday games, either Thursdays off or Mondays off, pretty much through mid-June. And that's pretty massive when it comes to doing what this team wants. They want to give their guys some time. They want to not. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is coming from Japan. They don't pitch every 5th day in Japan. They pitch once a week. So there's more than enough days each week to give the entire rotation a few extra days off every other week or whatever it goes. I think that's what they end up doing. The guy that will probably throw the most innings this season will be Bobby Miller. Tyler Glasnow will be in second, or will be pretty close to him along with Yamamoto. They are paying Yamamoto to be the lead dog, but I don't know if they want to. I don't know if it's smart for them to go all out or all in or whatever it is in his first season. Plus, that's kind of the way Dave Roberts and mainly Dave Roberts made it seem, and Stan Kasten, Brandon Gomes, they made it seem like they might ease Yamamoto into the big season again. So this all seems to be the plan. I think they've structured their moves, their starting rotation plan around load management. I'm going to call it load management. That's going to be the strategy in 2024, and it might be easier than ever for this team. Yes, we have seen this team go the load management route a whole bunch over the last few years, and much to the frustration of a number of fans. But again, on Wednesday, after Yamamoto's introductory press conference, Brandon Gomes talked about the team's plan to be, quote, nimble when it comes to the starting rotation and getting guys their breaks, keeping pitchers rested. He said it in the most Andrew Friedman way he could, which is he said a lot of words that you couldn't really build a good story off of. But again, Stan Kasten, Dave Roberts, they added, and they were a little more, I'll call it informational while speaking with Kirsten Watson of Sportsnet LA. So I wanted to play that clip, and then we'll kind of digest it there. In short, the Dodgers will keep everybody's health and workload in mind as the season moves along. But let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Watching Shohei bat 4 or 5 times a night, watching Yoshinobu come to the mound every 4th, 5th, or 6th day, whatever that winds up being. Tyler Glasnow every 4th, 5th, or 6th day in there. And then we still have this great cadre of young pitchers right behind them. So we're going to have, I think, the best combination possible of great in their prime veterans, young up-and-coming stars. It should be a great, exciting season to be a Dodger fan.
How would you describe kind of what next year has the potential of looking like?
I think sky's the limit. I think that certainly a lot of it is dependent on health. But, talking to Tyler and talking to Walker and obviously seeing what Bobby Miller did last year at MSGN and, seeing obviously adding Yoshinobu and the bullpen what we have. I mean, we have a lot of guys in the minor leagues that are coming up, or some guys that have got major league service. So the depth is there, and now it's all up to all of us to keep these guys healthy and let those guys go out there and perform.
Those are a couple of guys that really, really like the depth of this team. No, Kasten saying 4, 5, or 6 days with kind of everybody, that's meaningful. That does mean something. They're going to spread. They're gonna load manage, like I already said. Great veterans in their prime was something Stan Kasten said, and you add in both guys talking about the high quality depth, and everybody said it earlier in the show. But you do have Emmett Sheehan, you have Gavin Stone, you got Landon Knack, you got Kyle Hurt, Nick Frasso, and even Michael Grove, who historically has not been a very good starting pitcher. But if he's somebody, I mean, we haven't even talked about the concept of some bulk inning guys. They're going to be very, very cautious with this rotation. They're going to be diligent. They're going to be smart. Some people are going to be, old heads are going to be very frustrated about the way this rotation is run. But that's okay, because what we care about is winning in October, not getting swept by the Diamondbacks. Let's get to some comments here, guys. Well, I'm way late on this one. And I don't remember if I hit the gong for the last super chat, so I double gong right here. Let's know it's a triple gong. Has got Luis Mestas throwing $4.99 super chat our way. No comment in it, but either way, I appreciate the super chat on there. Quick Los Angeles says, "What up, my dude? What's up, my dude? What is going on?" Quick Los Angeles, appreciate you. Matthew says, "You can never have enough pitching. More than likely, we will need Kershaw in October." I'm really on the fence about Kershaw. I fully do believe that he needs to be back in a Dodger uniform, and he will be back in a Dodger uniform. I do think more than ever this is the offseason. This is the next 6 months where the Rangers are going to be really, really calling to Clayton. But if you're able to find a way to add this dude, a future Hall of Famer, to your rotation in August, maybe and even in July, that would be a very sexy addition at that point. But and it's really almost like a trade deadline acquisition, because maybe something goes wrong with Yamamoto, something goes wrong with Glasnow. We've talked about him. The media has talked about him ad nauseum, and his inability to stay on the mound, his health issues. Of course, you guys didn't see it. I did a whole video about Tyler Glasnow's health and struggles with staying on the mound, and I thought some of it was pretty interesting. I did the research for myself because I was kind of curious. Why is this guy always hurt? Turns out it was really just one injury that lingered for multiple years because it was misdiagnosed. But it was fun to put together. I hope you guys find it. It's on the channel. Subscribe while you're here. Do the thumbs up. That really helps. Wow, that was a white ass. Come on, adjust. I'm going to fix the lighting, I promise. I got to get a new camera at some point too. But we'll deal with that as we deal with that. It's got a computer. Let's have fun for a little bit with this one. King Yellowman in the stream. What's going on, King Yellowman? Says the Rangers already have enough starters missing half the season. Preach. Way behind in the chat, so let's move along. Diane Schroeder, she checked in about 10 minutes ago, says, "Hello, Clint Nation." Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. I don't know. I'm just trying to be here with you guys, By the way, guys, drink Hornitos, even though I'm not sponsored by them anymore. Hector X is in the chat. A lot of Kershaw. Sounds like I definitely should do a full Kershaw video. We'll probably do it live. We might talk about it tomorrow with tomorrow's special guest who couldn't be here today. King Yellowman asking, what is Kyle Hurt's role this year? He is going to start the season as my belief is he's going to start the season in AAA as the big as one of the top starting pitcher depth pieces. I think when it comes to the depth, and I really need to make a graphic about this. We know the top four with Yamamoto, with Glasnow, eventually a healthy Buehler and Bobby Miller. Would not be surprised to see them give Ryan Yarbrough a chance, but you have Emmett Sheehan, you have Landon Knack, Nick Frasso. I think all those dudes might get a chance before Kyle Hurt. I think this team might really, really like the upside in the bullpen for Kyle Hurt. Still, starting pitching is more important than, or it's more valuable than relievers. So Kyle Hurt will be starting, much like Michael Grove. He's already proven to be a better starter than reliever, but better reliever than starter. But they're still going to try to give him one more season, one more healthy season of opportunity to prove he can start. And if not, he'll be in the bullpen full time going forward, and that's fine. Rake and Bake says we are an injury away. That is 100% a reality. And one injury away, Yamamoto goes down. Something happens to Yamamoto all of a sudden. You're really, really reliant on Emmett Sheehan. You're really, really reliant on Nick Frasso, Landon Knack, other dudes that maybe you don't feel as comfortable going into spring or going into October play with in the worst case scenario. But we will look at the Michelada half full, as my friend Doug McCain likes to say. But injuries, it's part of the game. Diane did ask, and I think, she did ask how do we like naming this Clinton Nation. I don't know. I feel weird about it. Feels like it's too much about me. But I think I got to scroll down. Once again, as I do, I'm way behind in the comments. But that is a $20 super chat from Diane. Says, hey, Clint, I took a poll and we're thinking about Clint Nation for your channel name. This money goes towards your new computer. Thank you, Diane. I very much appreciate that. I'm pretty sure I would get in trouble, or I would get a call, or I would get a text, an anxiety-inducing text, if I were to call this Clint Nation. But, sometimes you got to be a little stinker. Some people said, or Carnivorous Lunar Activity in the chat saying, Diane, that is fire. I mean, if you guys want it, I keep saying this is your guys' show, and I can't outvote you guys. I can't supersede what the people want. So maybe I'll throw a poll in there on the community chat, the community channel on our YouTube community page on our YouTube channel. Nailed it, found the words, but we'll see. IE Doyer says, "Hey Clint, show is looking good. Appreciate you, IE Doyer. The only thing is I had to lower this so I wasn't as blind and blown out. I'm gonna gotta fix this. Lighting isn't for this. This is like a desk drafting light. So piecing it together, guys. We're having fun with it though. Grizz Monster 73. Do we still need to train some of these 25-year-old plus prospects? I fully believe they need to do that. I know early, maybe November, maybe December, early December, Andrew Friedman mentioned that it was somebody in the front office mentioned. Sorry, I wasn't ready for it, so I can't source exactly where I saw it from. But they said this year Michael Busch is going to get a lot of meaningful time in the outfield, or is just going to get a lot of meaningful time in the major leagues. I just don't envision that happening with LA, with this Dodgers team. The lineup is already too left-handed, way too overly left-handed. Mentioned it on Tuesday. You guys who did watch my chat with my friend Jeff Snyder of Locked On Dodgers, he was talking about how this is absolutely the time you need to trade somebody like Michael Busch. He is never going to have a higher trade value than he has right now. He absolutely ripped the cover off the ball in AAA last year. Make it happen. Like, if you're going to do it, you got to make it happen now. So anyways, hey, the chat's taking off. Appreciate you guys. Sarah Morris in the chat. What's going on, Sarah? She says, Hurt needs to be a future closer. I mean, we saw one inning of two. Was it 2 innings? We saw one game of Kyle Hurt as a Major League Baseball pitcher, and it was pretty impressive. It was impressive enough to the point where I think it was Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts said, what they say again? It was like, I can't believe we're leaving this guy off of the roster. Like this guy, Kyle Hurt, wasn't going to get a spot on the postseason roster. There's something to earning your spot, and there's something to just identifying talent and taking care of that talent. And yeah, the bullpen wasn't the problem for the Dodgers last year, but still, it's kind of funny. A little bit of shade in there. IB Strokin says, I miss Puig. Hey, if we get to it a little bit later, there's a potential Puig update. But I'm going to go back. I want to see if I didn't miss anything too crazy. Nando390 said Stan Kasten also said the Dodgers weren't done. That is another thing. With Kasten's words, again, it sort of depends on how you choose to interpret it. Some people can say any of his words, meaning, hey, they're not done. They're going to go try to find some more pieces. And the reality is they are not done. They're going to be exploring the buy low starting pitching market. They're gonna find 1 or 2 pieces to add just before spring training, just even in the first week of spring training. But I feel personally like if a high upside guy joins this team, it's because he fell into the Dodgers' lap, or it was like a JD Martinez situation where he took less money to come to LA to join the rocket ship, to join that momentum. So maybe a Giolito. Saw fan-sided Robert Murray reported that his camp, Giolito's camp, is looking for like $20 million a year. I think they're still looking for a multi-year deal. Maybe there's a trade. That's it. There's not really much else to throw on there. I would really love to have Lucas Giolito. I keep saying it. I've said a number of these all off season long, but maybe there's a trade. Maybe there's a trade that you can't refuse that falls into your lap. Corbin Burns, Dylan Cease, the Shane Bieber thing that we talked about on Tuesday. I don't know if those are on the way right now. I think the league, teams around the league kind of do have to worry about. Great chat here from MM says Lance Lynn just gave up another home run, so I had to throw that in there. The league has to be careful with their public perception or how their fan base views them, because if they keep not spending money and the Dodgers are locking up everybody around here, their fan base is going to have some things to say, and maybe some of those things are going to be said by not showing up and spending money at the ballpark. We saw that with Oakland. Of course, Oakland is the absolute worst case scenario to point out, but them not going and making another move right now, to me, it's kind of okay, because you're saving money for that potential move for at the trade deadline. They still have a little bit of, we'll call it salary cap and luxury tax threshold wiggle room before hitting that highest penalty tier. So if they are able to pocket whatever it is, 15, 12 million, that could go a long way sometime in late July or early August, whenever they decide to have the trade deadline. So 2 important notes before we end this, and then let's get straight into the comments. The button up the entire topic here about where we're at with pitching. And I don't know if we got anywhere exceptional. I'm hoping we got somewhere exceptional, but the postseason rotation doesn't need to be the same one that you see on opening day. Doesn't need to be the same one this team announced in the first week of the season. And this team does not need to win 100 regular season games. So if Walker Buehler sits out the first month, he's going to hate it. We're all going to hate it, but it's going to be okay. If Yamamoto has to miss a couple of weeks, or if he struggles for a little while adapting to Major League Baseball, adapting to the new ball, adapting to the States, adapting to all of this, which he shouldn't, we'll be okay. This team will be okay. If Glasnow misses a month or two, yeah, that would be rough, but this team will be okay. They will find a way. They don't need to win 100 regular season games. They just need to be healthy enough when October comes around. And if that means maybe not the best April, we will endure, we will survive. And, if not, they have beer at Dodger Stadium. Guys, jump into the chat. I want to hear from you before we consider getting the hell out of here. I'm going to go back a little bit. I think if I missed anybody's, if I missed your chat and you really wanted to get it in here, drop it again. My bad. I also put the chat down here, so that's why it looks like, I don't want to look down on you guys, but I moved it down. It really helps me out where it's at, but it just doesn't. It looks impersonal, It's a lot of things going on behind what you guys see. Also, I got to stop putting my hand here. It's really white. Lights. Matty Man 5 Dodge in the chat. What's going on, Matty Man? Says, so are we easing in every cat on the staff? That is a really good point. I'm going to give that one a couple of coins. Yeah, Yamamoto's being eased in, according to Dave. They might give Buehler a month or a couple of weeks. Tyler Glasnow is going to be somebody they don't want throwing past 160, 175 innings or whatever. Bobby Miller is still but a young boy. Well, new age, man. You don't see dudes throwing 230 innings anymore. Remember back when Kershaw could throw like 250 innings and strike out 300? Man, that feels like a long time ago. Smash that thumbs up button if we feel old. Apologize for the burp here, gang. Let's see. Somebody, I think Roy, I've seen a few people. Roy wants to call I don't know if he wants to call the show. He wants to call the whole thing Blue Wave. I don't know. What do you guys want to do about that? I mean, Clint Nation seems to be in the lead so far. That just feels weird. I don't like saying my name. Anyways, Sarah Morris in the chat saying, "Hi, Clint. Sorry I'm late. No worries. It's free on the internet. You can come back and watch anytime. That's a good thing about it." She says, "I want a 6-man starting rotation." The first month of the season, you don't need to worry about a 6-man rotation. They have first month and a half through mid-June. They have at least one day off every week. They can run with the same 5 guys. They can throw a 6th guy in there here and there to push some of the starters back. I really love the way the schedule is lined up for this team. I think that is going to be a massive boost when it comes to keeping this rotation healthy, not letting somebody like Yamamoto get really burnt out for be pitching on an every 5th day workload for the first time of his career, or in his life, if they do end up going that way. So it will be, I keep calling it the hybrid 6-man rotation. There will be a sort of 6-man rotation. It won't be a full-blown 6-man rotation. Now, when you look to 2025, when Shohei's in that rotation, knock on desk, then you start talking. Then you might realistically start seeing a 6-man rotation. IB Strokin said, "I miss Puig." So I haven't looked in a while, but I did see some notes. I did see some rumors that Yasiel Puig signed a minor league deal with the Tampa Bay Tampa Bay Blue Jays. He's on a plane to sign with the Blue Jays, guys. I promise you. This is not a drill. I hope so for Puig's sake. Puig, the game is better with Puig in it, but also, all of the bad stuff that he's been accused of. I don't want to speak too much on it, but if he's back in the league, hopefully he finds a way to earn and keep that second chance he's being given. Because, man, if he does come back, he is a dude who, just baseball-wise, absolutely would have earned it. He's played everywhere since last playing Major League Baseball in 2019. He has played in Mexico, Venezuela, Korea. Dude has bounced around. So we'll see if that rumor ends up being real somewhere down the line. But IB Strokin said, "I miss Puig," and I figured let's talk about Puig for a second there. Nando390 said adding Kershaw would give a 5.5 pitching rotation. That would be just about 5.5 starters, which is just about all you need. Let's see. Let's keep going. Getting a little bit closer to where we started, or to where we're at. Mr. Seabad says Clint is making a mint in super chats. No. I mean, I appreciate all the super chats. Notably, YouTube does take a decent cut from the super chats, but they go an absolutely long way. I get to happily say that super chats do go to me. They go to YouTube, but they go to me. They go to where they belong, and I hope that makes people feel a little bit better. Dan Inspiration says Clint Capital. Who's trying to storm me? Hey! Thank you. Also said Capital Clint. Clint Country. All right, we're getting really in on this, I think. Hector X says the lighting is fine, my brother. We appreciate you keeping us informed. That's all we're here. We're trying to keep you informed. Have a little drink ski. By the way, this is hot tea and whiskey. Shout out Mrs. Real FRG. That's not her real name, by the way. Spacebound to the Moon says locked on Clint. Maybe not. Don't want to piss off my boys over there at Locked On. We like them. Diane says, I love Clint's house. I love my house too. It's pretty nice. It gets the job done. Got bobbleheads, things going on behind me, as you guys see. I know it's supposed to be a name, but it was fun. We used to call things Clint's Castle or Clint's Castle back in the day, but we will try to do a poll somewhere down the line. We got a thumbs down to Clint Nation. I guess this is what people want. The funny thing is, I appreciate the hell out of you guys because you guys make this really fun. The people who are here in the live chat and partying along and getting the idea of what this is. But there are some people who rewatch the stream afterwards and they get mad. What is this guy talking about? He's just mumbling to people. And I was like, yeah, I do mumble here and there, but this is really a thing where you got to be part of the experience. So I will get into the habit of cutting more of like the beefy topics and putting them as standalone videos in case you guys can't make it for the live show and you don't want to sit through an entire hour. We'll have the tighter videos pulled from these, and you know, I will make sure everybody who knows that I'm not just trying to throw it out there. I'll put, hey, this was already put, this is already on the live stream, this is a rebroadcast, whatever the hell it is. So yada yada yada, just saying words for the hell of it. Let's see. King Element says Randy, being a Rosarena, would give us the best lineup in the league. I 100% agree with that one. Give you a bike bell for some reason. I don't know that Bieber and Class A would make a bigger impact to our pitching. I really do like this pitching staff where it is. I think it's in a really good spot, sounding like Dave here. I like to compete. The bullpen is can be really, really freaking good. Health. This is the biggest thing this team needs to worry about is health, like Dave Roberts said. The sky's the limit. You got to be shooting for Mars. You got to be shooting past Mars, whatever it is. Don't go for just the sky. Go beyond the sky. Go for Mars. But you got to stay healthy. Also happy he didn't promise a World Series victory. Clint, Hector X is Dodger Heaven with Clint. I do miss calling things Blue Heaven. That was fun. Diane says that me and Mrs. FRG will decide what to call the channel. You guys don't like all Dodgers? Well, I'm calling it Clinton. I guess I do. I can rename the channel. I could. But I don't know. It's a little weird. We'll figure it out. Now it's going to feel uncomfortable. Dodgers 2020 WS, Dodgers 2020 World Series. Love the avatar for that account, by the way. It's a great image of Vince Scully. Says, congratulations on the new gig. Thank you, Dodgers 2020 WS, hanging out with us on the Twitter, the X, whatever they call it. Let's see. Michael in the chat says, what up, Clint? What's the newest rumors on the Dodgers? Right now, there's nothing. The rumors are, there's news, but there's not really rumors. The latest things we saw were the same things we saw on Tuesday. If you didn't watch Tuesday's channel or Tuesday's video, check it out. I'm going to also drop the cut from that, talking about the outfield dude whose name escapes me right now, Teoscar Hernandez, because I thought that stuff was pretty good, and I didn't get it out there. Didn't really title it in the video because I didn't want to have too much in the chat or in the title in the video. But I know his camp, Teoscar Hernandez's camp, came out today saying, or I think it was John Heyman reporting about it, that Hernandez is looking for a multi-year deal, which it was pretty obvious, but I also said that in that part of the show. But that would be something that would quantify as a rumor. The Bieber, the Class A, we really haven't heard anything, else beyond that. Sarah says Bush and Miguel Vargas need to be traded now. I don't like Vargas at all, and the Dodgers don't have any room for Bush. That's fair. I think they went in a little too hard in the paint on Miguel Vargas for last season, and then they stuck with him for 3 months. Again, granted, or I keep saying again, trying to stop those words, guys. But in all fairness, they were doing well enough. The pitching was the problem at that time, and they still came out and won 100 games. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Didn't prove to be that big of an issue. But I think he's still young enough to give Vargas one more season, but Bush you have to trade. Osterberg in the chat says Clint and the Blue Pound. Ooh, got that dog pound. Got that dog in him. Wow. Diane says YouTube takes 30%, just to let you know. Oh, so give me 30% more in them super chats. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Jason Diamond says Vargas is garbage. Yeah, he turned it back on at AAA after he went back down there. He did have the wrist thing or the finger injury. And that really, really screwed him up in spring training. Even if he says it didn't, he kind of got out of his game. He was taking all those walks and all that kind of stuff. And, things become things. What is this about? No, this is not supposed to be here. I don't know why that's like that. I think somebody on the other side did things to the computer. Anyway. Couple chats here, really good. Nora, take it, $1.99 super chat. He said nobody said it, so fire Dave Roberts. Oh, I always feel at home when I see those chats, to be honest. Appreciate the super chat. Noah, always good having you guys. Having you in the chat. Very much appreciate that. King Yeoman says, Randy isn't a free agent going to cost prospect. And hey, guess what? This team's got him. This team has all the prospects. But the thing is now, if they're talking today, they're talking yesterday about using those prospects to buy themselves time in the starting rotation, then you start to, what's the word I'm looking for? You pull from an area of depth or whatever. Like they're really, really leaning on those prospects, particularly on those pitching prospects. Like the fact that they were able to get Glasnow and Margot, but Glasnow for just Pepio, pretty impressive. Like I'm not gonna lie, that one was pretty impressive. But Mike Taylor, fire Dave Roberts, in your face, sucker. Carnivorous Lunar Activity, I like this question. When will Bellinger sign? February 3rd. Probably with the Giants. It seems like his market isn't there. Usually you hear a lot more out of Boris clients, particularly from John Heyman. Doesn't feel like there's been as much Bellinger. I know he's also, Belly's on vacation right now. At least his missus, his baby mama has been posting them on vacation. But what I say, February 3rd. Put it in the books. Hector X says, tea, whiskey, and a Modelo as a chaser. My guy D-Mac can keep his shoey drink. I think that's a foul on the play. You know what, man? To be fair, when I got the tea, I wasn't told there was whiskey in it till later. But one thing we will, like I said, there's going to be a lot of Thursday off days this season. So Thirsty Thursdays with Clint and the gang, Clint Nation, whatever you guys want to call it. That's something I could really get behind. Definitely doing at least 2 live streams a week. I'm hoping to do more things. I really want to test out like doing a watch along, like watching a game. I guess I can't show MLB games, but at least like we could react together in the chat and that kind of thing. That could be fun, or it could be really dumb and boring. We'll give it a whirl. But anyway, moving down. Sarah said nothing to write. Hey, we know how that goes. Am I right? Grizz Monster says, name the show Time for Dodger Baseball. Could be a thing. Surprised nobody's done that one yet. Any word on Dustin May? I think I talked about that one last week. He had in an absolute best case scenario, September, like August August, September. He's coming back from Tommy John. Had in July. I do not think they're gonna lean on him. I don't know if he would even have enough time to get ready. They wouldn't need him in the starting rotation. They would. If they do need him, then we're in trouble. Then this team is 100% in trouble. This fan base is in trouble. If they end up needing to get Dustin May back from the grave coming off of Tommy John in September. But we'll see. But that's the latest on May. He's recovering from Tommy John. He should be throwing a Camelback again by the time the Dodgers report for spring training. And notably, they will be reporting early because of the Korea series. Mikey Kim in the stream says, yo, Clint, what is going on, Mikey? Appreciate you hanging out with us. Mr. Seabad says the Padres and Giants are doing stand-up right now because they're both chokes. Hey! Oh, where is it? What's the deal with nobody wanting to play for the Giants? Diane says, why do I keep seeing ads every so often? Do you have a Google Glass? I don't know. It's a YouTube? YouTube things? Let me know in the comments below if you're seeing ads and if you like them. What can Brown do for you? Also, don't forget, I did finally put this on your podcast platform. So if you can't make it to the stream, you can listen to me. We'll have all those things. I have interviews. We're really going to take off in January, guys. A lot of big things coming. Big announcement, hopefully coming in January as well. I'm very excited about a prospect we have coming down the pipeline. Christian Gomez said that he made it to the stream on the clock at work, and that is the best way to watch these streams. F the man, F your boss, and then we all get paid together when you're doing this. So appreciate you hanging out with us, Christian, at work, I.e. Doyer says, call it the Fire Dave Roberts Show with Clint Macias. I like Dave. Dave's a good fella. I've met him a few times. He's one of the nicest humans you're ever going to meet. Does that mean he's good at his job? No. Does that mean he's bad at his job? No. He's just a nice dude. Mr. Classic says Bellinger is crazy to ask for $250 million. I don't think I agree. Well, he took my words essentially. No way in hell he gets 250. Like, Scott Boras is really good at his job. $250 million for a dude with the numbers that Bellinger had. Like, you're never going to see 2017, 2019 Bellinger again. Now, can he be a very, very good player as last year's Bellinger, as 2018 Bellinger? Yeah, that's a very good player. It's not a $250 million player, he said. Hall of Fame. Roy Estrada says, when Friedman is quiet, that's a good thing. The calm before the storm. Hey, Andrew was so damn quiet at Yamamoto's presser, he wasn't even there. But sorry, you got mini Andrew with Brandon Gomes. Scott Slater says, Yo, Clint, did Clint part ways at the end, just doing the sell on the side? No, I am no longer with Dodgers Nation, so we're doing this. I'm doing this, and I'm honestly really, really enjoying doing this. So appreciate the question. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Trying to be as transparent, without saying things that cause problems. Diane says that I need to do at least 2 live streams or maybe more. We'll see what happens come the season. I think in the off season, I don't know how much more this team is honestly going to do. So we'll see. I'm down for whatever. This is what I do. This is what I want to be doing. I got ideas for other channels. We'll have fun, but Mondays and Thursdays for sure are going to be stream days because why not? Spacebound to the Moon says, is Clint related to Doug McCain? Yes, I'm his father. No, okay, it didn't work. It didn't work as well. Should probably just end it on that one. Hector X said, watch along, count me in. I really like the idea of a watch along. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, it's going to be very delayed, but, people have done it on Twitter for years, and why not do it mo better? Do it on YouTube. You guys are a much better crowd than you would find on Twitter. Scott Slater said, your guest is Randy Rosarena. Sweet. Yes, flying in Randy. We're going to talk about all things Randy Wood. Pause. But no, it is not. I will announce a special guest once I am aware that they are well tomorrow. And if they can't come, then I won't do a stream tomorrow because, why not? I'll do a video though. Either way. Sarah Moore said that Bellinger should be closer to 60 and 4 years. Maybe not that low. That one wouldn't be that good. Roy Estrada says Bellinger needs one more 1 year prove it contract. I don't think they're going to do that. They are going to find their money. They're not going to get $750, but if somebody does pay $750, they were really trying to feel like they won their offseason, which shout out Giants. When you get Bellinger, you get Jung-Hoo Lee. It's a pretty good offseason. They still need pitching. Still really need pitching. My guy Ross Stripling's in the rotation, so they need some pitching help, man. Shout out to Ross. You got to reach out to him. Get him on here. I want to ask him about Shohei's contract and how the league feels about it. But anywho, that's all we got to say about those. I'm going to push that because I believe it is time to hit the wrap it up button. We've been hanging out for about an hour. I'm getting sweaty, and I got to finish my drinks. Well, yeah, I am sweaty. I'm always sweaty. Built-in sweaty. But again, we will, if all things go the way we expect, we will be streaming on Friday. Check the socials for the time. I'll put it in the I already said it earlier, the community page here on the YouTube channel. I'll put it on my Twitter. I'll put it on my Instagram when we get live. Or, sorry, the time if it's not going to be 7 p.m. I don't know if people want to do 7 p.m. on a Friday. So I know we had a lot of success in the past doing 4 p.m. So maybe that's an option, but I will keep people in the loop as soon as I can. And again, we will be joined by a very special guest and a great friend of mine, so you don't want to miss it. I don't think you want to miss it. You wouldn't want to miss it live. So I am Real FRG on all the social media things. The links are in the description. Thank you for watching. I hope I earned a thumbs up through all of this. Maybe 2. Don't do two thumbs up because then it takes away the thumbs up and it becomes a whole thing. But Give us a subscription on the way out if you haven't. Subscribing is literally free. And like I keep saying, with each sub, I'll give my dog one extra pat on his adorable little head. Thank you for all of the questions. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for the support as we do this. We're about to hit 1 month of doing this, and it's been great. Thank you for 3,000 subscribers. You guys did that really, really quick, and we haven't even begun to start really, really, truly promoting it. So, again, thanks, bye!